Hey guys, so Saturday, Rassie and Jock Nienaber are picking a 45-man squad, which is quite immense and quite difficult. If you do think of all the local talent we have in South Africa, the guys playing in France, England, and Japan, I tried to have a stab at it. It was quite difficult actually. You can also let me know in the comments what you think of my picks. There are a lot of the guys that I weren't too sure about, but 45 players are quite a lot. It's basically three teams, and that's how I also split it up into. Nick Mallet also said you basically want three specialists in each position, and that's why they go with 45 players. It's also because of the whole bubble system that they're going to follow now because of the COVID protocols. That's why there's a big squad, not 36 like usual. So let's quickly get into the team. At number one, obviously Steven Kitsofi has to be picked. He's the incumbent player for Beast's spot. Beast played in the number one position in the final of the World Cup. So who is the guy to replace him? For that I have Kuboka. Has been a great scrummager at the Bulls, but he is getting up there in age. He's in his 30s already. So the third choice would be Oxenchair. I don't know if there's any other loose head props that really do catch the eye. But further than that, that's my three picks. I think they will probably make the team of the 45. Number two, Bongi Mbunambi, another Stormers player, maybe soon a Sharks player. Malcolm Marx, also the number two in the second team or the second 15 as well. Have to be those guys. Who is the third hooker? I went with Akker van der Merwe. He's been really good for sale. But not just him. Dweba has also been brilliant. I didn't pick him in this case because he's only kind of gotten into form lately. And Dweba would be a newbie on the park. Akker van der Merwe, he has a couple of caps to his name as well. So it would be smart to bring a guy like him in as well. Especially if you bring in a lot of sale shark players. It's going to be smart to bring in guys that have played a lot together. The third prop, another Stormers player who also played in the final of the World Cup, Frans Malherbe. Yes, the first team you'll see is mostly unchanged to the World Cup final. I don't think they're going to change too much to the starting team or the preferred team. Or we'll see all of them at least picked in the 45-man squad. Who the rest are might be strange. Trevor Nyakane, he's also going to be picked. He was the guy that was looked at the bench for the Springboks. Unfortunately, he got that injury. And then Vincent Koch, he also stepped up. I think he could make the squad again, though the Saracens have been struggling, or the Saracens players have been struggling when they go to international level. So a guy like Carlo Sardi might step up to that level, but I think Koch is probably the more obvious choice, having a couple of caps behind his name. Eben Etzebeth, that guy is definitely in the squad, no question about it. He's been in good form for Toulon. He's good in France over there. He's been in the Springbok team for quite a while. Who his lock partners are, that is what messes up basically the whole selection of the 45-man squad. And I'm going to go into it a little bit more. Lotte Jager is the guy that's supposed to be the number 5 next to Etzebeth. Lotte Jager and RG Snyman, both of them have been carrying a bit of an injury for a long time now. So that if they don't recover soon, it could mess up a lot of the picks for the Springboks, a lot of how they play as well. So I do think number 5 will be Mostert. He played from the 22nd minute in the Springboks' final in the World Cup. So that combination is a settled one with Etzebeth and Mostert. I think Mostert at number 5, RG Snyman at number 4, Lotte Jager at number 5 is my second choices if they are ready. Hopefully they are ready for South Africa's sake. But the third choices behind that was quite difficult to actually narrow down. Who are the locks behind Etzebeth, Mostert, Snyman and De Jager? Schikkeling is a guy that comes to mind for the Stormers. He's been a guy that's been earmarked for years to go into the Springbok side, but he hasn't. With a full season coming now, it might be the case for him this year. But I think a guy that really deserves it in the number 5 spot, the Bulls, is Norkia. He's been brilliant. I think he should get a debut this season. He's so good at line-out time. and that is what the Springboks really want from their locks, though probably not as much as a workhorse like a guy like Etzebeth or Mostert. Then other guys to maybe consider is Walt Steenkamp. He's also been a good combination with Nortje, so I think he might be preferred over Schikkeling since Nortje and Steenkamp has been playing together quite a while. So I have to say this third row that you see next to me, I think that could probably be the SAA team. Jason Jenkins, another guy playing in Japan. Will they go with him? He has a couple of caps behind his name, or one cap behind his name, so they could go with him as well. Number 6, Siya Kolisi, he's the captain of the Springbok side. Even though he hasn't had the best of form lately, this last couple of matches he's been more in form, but regardless of that, they won't change the captain for the Springboks. I don't think so. So number 6 is Siya Kolisi. Then Marcel Coetzee coming to the Bulls from Ireland. He's been in brilliant form. I think it's going to continue like that as well. Marco van Staden, will he be picked? That's a big question because apparently he's not been in the alignment camp. So who's the other number 6 that you pick if you want a breakdown master? I might think a guy like Emir Palser. He's been good this last couple of rounds, but I don't know. I don't think he'll be there. I picked Marco van Staden, but you can also let me know who you think can go into number 6. Pieter-Steph du Toit at number 7, definitely he's back. He's back from his injury. He'll play well, even if he hasn't played much games, but he's getting back there. The other number 7, I have Jean-Luc du Preez. I think it's time for him to get back into the Springbok mix. He's been playing so well for Sale. What you have with him as well, he plays the whole second row. So with that injury doubts with Snyman and De Jager, you have him there. He plays the whole back row as well. So a lot of versatility with Jean-Luc du Preez. Then the other number 7, Ulrich Louw, he has to be in the squad. He's been so good in this whole last year, and now he's still very young. And a guy like Chituka, he can also be considered, but I think Ulrich Louw is the guy that really should be in this team now. Dwayne Vermeulen, number 8, for sure, Bulls captain, will be in the side. Who replaces him? It has to be Jasper Wiese. He's been brilliant as well in the Premiership. He will continue. He plays kind of the same as Dwayne Vermeulen as well, and that's what you want in a Springboks team, to also have a bit of continuity if a guy goes down injured. Dan de Preez as well from the Sale Sharks has also been in good form. For a while there, he was actually in better form than his brother as well. So Dan de Preez, I think, also could be in the side. What would be a feel-good story is a guy like Engelbrecht from the Pumas, now on loan for the Stormers. If he was picked, he is a good player. He is in good form as well. If he was picked, I would feel good about it. If he was in the SAA team, it just shows what the guys from smaller unions can still do. Then we get to number 9, where Faf de Klerk, he's the incumbent. He will start again at number 9. Kobus Reinach, he is giving him a run for his money though, so literally a run for his money. He might switch around there, but I think it's probably going to be Faf and then Kobus Reinach, who's also been good for Montpellier. The third number 9, I don't think is going to be Herschel Yankees this year around. I don't think he's been in good form for a long time now. I think Jaden Hendrikse for the Sharks has been the best number 9 in South Africa for quite a while now. So I think he could be the one. I got another feel-good story. The guy that came from the Griquas now at the Bulls, Zach Burger, that would also be good for the SAA team. But I think Jaden Hendrikse, still young, he would probably also make the squad. Andre Pollard, back from his injury for Montpellier, he would continue at number 10. Elton Jantjies, he's also been in the Springboks team for quite a while now, so I think he'd also continue. Then is the big question. At number 10, who goes at the third spot? I have it. Yes, that's a lot of people will probably let me know in the comments. I have Morné Steyn as the third choice in number 10. He's just been so consistent on the park and with the boot this season and last season as well. He's just finding space for everyone around him, making tries around him. I know he's older, but having a more settled veteran in the team for a Lions series is very important. Maybe not going after the Lions series, going to the Rugby Championship and so on. We can maybe look at a guy like Bosch, but I do think Morné Steyn probably is more suited for what we will expect with the Lions tour. Could be wrong, Bosch could be there, but I think Morné Steyn probably the third choice. Number 11, Mapimpi, the scorer in the final for the Springboks. He will be in the team again. The other number 11, also Roscoe Speckman. Great story to have him there. It looks like he will be picked now with that 2-week loan that he's going to the Stormers for from the Cheetahs. It's kind of something that was arranged by the national setup. So I think he will be in the team for sure. There hasn't been a lot of left wingers in the Springbok setup for a while now, just Mapimpi actually. So Speckman being there is going to be good. Other left wingers to maybe look at is Edwil van der Merwe, the hot stepper for the Stormers in this last couple of weeks. He's been brilliant, really good. He's a guy that's in a similar mold to Colby. Do you want two Colbys on the park? Maybe. Could be dangerous, especially if you have like Speckman and Edwil playing similar styles. Another guy that's also been good in the domestic rugby as well has been Jacobs from the Bulls, also been good. So that could maybe be the third choice as well. Number 12, Damien de Allende. He's settled now as that 12 position. There was a while last year where I thought maybe a guy like Andre Esterhuizen could switch out with him or could get that spot because he was in very good form. But Damien de Allende at Munster now is in good form. Frans Steyn, my second choice. I don't think he's going to miss out, even though he doesn't look like he's in the best form or in the best shape. Yet again, that happens every now and then to Frans Steyn. Having him on the bench just to slot into a lot of positions is something Rassie will not take lightly. Having that cannon of a boot for the Lions tour as well. Frans Steyn will be in the team. I think he's also one of those guys that Rassie really wants in the squad. Andre Esterhuizen, he's also a guy with a big boot. I think he's the third choice, might make the SAA side. Serfontein, maybe, I don't know, but I think Esterhuizen will probably be picked there. Number 13, Lekanyo no one really fighting for him for that spot. So is at number 13. Jesse Kriel, maybe. They've always kind of switched them out, but kind of solidifying Jesse Kriel, the second position there. Similane, I would be happy to see him there, hot stepper. His defense has been getting better this last year or two. He's quite solid there now as well. Another guy that could maybe consider is Johan Goosen, but I don't think he will be in there, though he's coming back to South Africa. Might be a consideration. Then at number 14, there's no one else to go for than Cheslin Kolbe. Probably one of the best players in the world. He's the one guy that has to be there. Not having him in the squad could alter the game a lot. There's a couple of guys that's really irreplaceable in the squad, and that would be guys like Kitshoff, Etzebeth, maybe a guy like Pieter Steftetoué, Pollard, and then Colby. Those are the irreplaceables in the team. Willie Leroux maybe as well because of the other guys that you can replace him with. There's a couple of guys like Cheslin Kolbe you can't replace. Nkosi, he's also been a guy that's always been in the Springbok team now for the last couple of years, but he's not in good form. Honestly, in my opinion, he hasn't done much in the last couple of years since the World Cup. He'll probably be in the team just because there's not a lot of right wingers that are gunning for that selection, because it's probably going to be a lot of guys that has to make a debut. I did select an outfield pick or a strange pick at right wing for my third choice, Cornel Hendricks. I know he's actually a number 12 this whole time now, but I think having him there, he could slot in at 12 as well. He can slot in at the wing. Having him at the SAA there, you can maybe decide to have him in a smaller squad as well. Otherwise, his teammate Tambwe, he could also be in the SAA team, but I think that's more or less what you have for the Springboks. At fullback, I've already said his name, Willie Leroux. There's no way he's not going to be picked. There's no other guys really gunning for that first spot at fullback. Tyrone Green, I think, is going to be the second choice, or should be the second choice. Let's rather say it like that. He's been so good at Harlequins in the Premiership. So good. If you haven't watched it, just watch a couple of highlights. When Fassi, I think, is also going to make the squad for the SAA. Yes, that means Willemse not in it. He might make it, but I don't think Willemse has proved in the last year and a half or 2 years that he should be here. I think Fassi has been very good on attack. He's just beating defenders left and right. Willemse, he's more solid on defense. He's a little bit more versatile as well. Fassi just being a fullback. Willemse kind of slotting in a lot of positions, but I think Fassi is probably going to be in that third spot. Guys, that's my team. It was very difficult to make a couple of calls here. So let me know your picks. I would really be interested. Let me know who I forgot, because I know I did forget a couple of guys there. Also, hit the subscribe button if you do like the channel and you do like the type of things I post. Then check out these videos next to me, and then I'll see you for the next one. Cheers.